The question is, what do you plan on doing?
Babe, what did you do?
For them to believe that you're eventually going to do harm.
Drilled a hole in the floor.
The brand new floor.
Enforcement. Local, state, federal, county. This is considered deadly force. Deadly force is anything that can cause great bodily harm or death. When you plow into a vehicle,
need a bigger bit,
that contains law enforcement, and now become a society where we just decide to take everything in our own hands.
Needed a good ring.
Lead to deadly force.
Now let me explain that. A SUV.
See?
that's better. We finished wiring in the speakers, and now we are looking at the custom entertainment center. The boxes around the speakers and the TV and where the fireplace will go is unfinished. We planned on leaving these unfinished, but I should have known better. Jason loves to trim everything out, and that's exactly what he is going to do. He picked up a few of the outside corner moldings and got those blowtorched. He also built a shelf for above where the fireplace will go. This is a piece of black walnut, I believe, very pretty. And one last look at that shelf and the moldings and the entertainment center before the trim goes up. So one last look at this before it gets all trimmed out and changed forever. Now here's the tricky part. He picked up a plunge bit. He's gonna plunge out where the shelf is gonna go to make it look like it's coming out of the wood. We've never done this, so we'll see how it turns out.
I think I just about have it.
See, I've never run a one-stop. Here's what I did. I was skiing over one of the guys. But I've noticed when you're given everything, you don't appreciate it.
Jason got the trim and the shelf installed on the custom entertainment center. Stay tuned for a final look. We're now in the entryway, deciding whether or not we want to do some built-ins for hats, coats, gloves, etc. We both drew out a couple different designs. He took some measurements, had a disagreement, talked it over, and we are now debating on scrapping the whole thing. Stay tuned. I'll explain a little bit more. Hello, welcome back to another day on this beautiful journey of life. Good morning. Look at that sun. So pretty. Well, we're back to freezing cold weather here. Welcome if you're new here. My name's Christy. In 2022, my husband Jason and I started restoring this late 1800s, 5th generation, what was an abandoned farmhouse property. So we're just doing this debt-free with jobs, working around the seasons, and as time and finances allow. So just little small steps, one day at a time. It's been a little slow this week. We've had some family stuff going on. I've been helping take care of and get situated. So I figured I'd fill you in on what we did get into and the small details that made such a big impact. So figured I'd catch you up for the week, at least let you know what's going on. Well, good morning. Out here letting the chickens out for the day, and then I gotta get to work. I just got a fire started, so we're gonna have to go check that as well. Good morning. You coming out? They're really loving that dirt bath. I'll have to put some more dirt in there for them. Good morning. Alright, they're good. It is so cold. Said it was, I think it said 2 degrees, but it felt like -7. So I got a fire going. Nice seeing some fire coming out of that chimney. Smoke, not fire. We don't want fire coming out of the chimney. It was really hot, so I took some air. So we need to go check my fire. I need to add some more wood before I start work. And I want to show you what Jason got done. I need to be careful. Got my dirty coat on. I'm coming in here to the kitchen, through the kitchen, through the entry, and into the living room. But Jason was working on, he loves trim, and the custom entertainment center he built earlier this year. We were gonna leave all the pockets where the speakers go and the TV and the cubby unfinished, but he really wanted to trim it out. And if he wants to do that, that's fine. He's in charge of all the trim. I just do layout and design, so he's the trim guy. But he picked up a few pieces of trim and got that trimmed out. And we also got his 2 back speakers wired in and set up. And we're jamming out to some oldie but goodies. And it looks so good. The trim around this custom entertainment center, I thought it looked great, just unfinished, but when he put this trim on, I just couldn't believe how it just changed the entire look of it. He also built a shelf. We're gonna have an electric fireplace down here, and he also made a shelf and got that installed as well. So look how good this looks. It changed the entire look. Dun, 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 dun. Look at that. You see how that trim pops? Look how good it looks. These top 2 boxes were already done. You done this, and this. How good that looks though. You see it? Nice little shelf. He wanted to plunge this in so it looked like it was coming out of here, but it didn't really turn out the greatest with that edge, so he trimmed around it. That made such a huge difference though. Didn't turn out the way exactly how I planned, but made it work, and it looks really great. Light doesn't really make a difference, does it? Maybe it does. Such a big impact though, right? So wanted to fill you in on that. He was supposed to have a couple night shift jobs this weekend, and with everything that was going on with the family, we didn't really get into anything. So I wanted to fill you in on that. And then we're also trying to, I keep saying we're gonna move upstairs, and we are, but he wants to make sure that he's got everything completed downstairs that he can before moving upstairs, and that way when he goes upstairs and when we come back downstairs, it's all finished, and all we gotta finish out is the kitchen. So we are trying to figure out what else can be done in the downstairs before he moves upstairs, and we were debating on this entryway. We were talking about having him build some like custom shelves and like a bench and maybe like a hanging area for coats and stuff, maybe some cubbies. And we were talking about it, and he had drawn out a design, and I had drawn out a design, and I think we were kind of seeing two different designs, and I was trying to explain to him what I wanted, he was trying to explain what he was seeing, and we're kind of butting heads and having disagreements because I have this vision in my head and he's trying to understand it, but I also don't understand how things are built and how to get from the empty wall to what I'm seeing. And he's trying to explain to me that it doesn't work. We got through it, we come to an agreement, but the issue is we want it to look good. We could just build it out of 2x4s, but then it's not gonna have the look that we want. It's probably gonna look bad. So we're holding off on that. We're gonna come back to it. We might just find something to buy that works to put in there, because if it's built in, then it can't be changed and it looks bad, then we're gonna be upset. So, what else? I made another trim piece for this step from the living room into the entryway, which is here. It needs some adjustments yet. But, I think that's it. We're trying to figure out what is next, what we can finish up down here, and just kind of pausing for a minute, figuring out the family stuff that's going on in the background, and just trying to figure out how we want to move forward. Wanted to update you and show you what we've been up to and how that little tiny detail, this tiny little details of trim really make a big impact. I can't believe what it did to this room. It's crazy. As Jason says, so that's what trim does. I think that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to follow along and join our journey. We'll see you in the next one. I need to go check on the fire and get to work. Thanks for watching. Bye. The time of year you just live in your cold gear.